You wore bralettes in Korea?
Yeah, because it's hot. Ain't nobody going to Korea in the summer. You gonna die out there. Are you kidding me? You need a bralette. I'm not gonna walk out there with no t-shirt on in the summertime in Korea. You crazy.
Your accent's coming out.
Yeah, your accent's coming out.
I'm here with my Korean American friends to talk about growing up in America.
I was born in Louisiana, grew up in Georgia. I came here when I was 16.
So I came to America 2010 after I graduated high school from Korea. I used to live in Orange County area and moved to Fullerton and moved to LA about 3 years ago.
I was born in San Francisco and I lived out in Korea since I was 1, and then I moved back here in 2nd grade.
I was born in Korea, but I moved to America when I was 12. Since then, I haven't been back yet.
I went to the dentist. I guess they couldn't remember my name. And then they wrote on there, 미국 사람.
Really?
Yeah. They just wrote 미국 사람 because they knew I was speaking English. And I was just like, yo, I'm Korean. Like, you know, so I mean, just that's going to happen.
But these days, there's a lot of people who go out to Korea to teach English and stuff.
Right.
So you'll meet a lot of people who speak English just as much as you do.
There are a lot of foreigners living in Korea.
So I speak Korean with my parents fully. But like, because I did the growing up like here, I feel weird speaking Korean to people like my age.
Do you have an
You know what I mean?
accent?
No, I
I've
don't.
never seen you talking.
My Korean language is like elementary school level, so I wouldn't know any of the new slang. I wouldn't know what to say.
I think when you go to Korea, the way everyone grows up is different. So even though I was raised in Korea like when I was young, and then I went back when I got older, I still had a depression because it was so different. I go both ways,
Yeah, I go
but
both
then I
ways.
still kind of root for Korea.
I think I would root for Korea more.
Korea versus America, then I would for sure root for Korea. But like America versus other countries, then of course America.
Yeah,
yes.
I think I would too. Yes.
Well said. I think that's what I was trying to say.
So I watch more American TV shows, but I laugh more at Korean shows. It's just more it's funnier. The way they react with each other on TV, I feel like Korea has a really good reality program. It's like so funny. I love 동물농장.
Oh my gosh, the animals. That's like my favorite TV show.
무한도전 for sure.
Oh yeah, that
무한도전,
one's
yeah.
funny too.
아빠 어디가?
Does the Ellen show
Ellen
count?
show?
Okay, then Ellen show.
Sometimes when I watch American shows, I don't understand anything.
Me too. I don't get their humor. Like the dry humor is not funny to me.
I don't get the Korean. Yeah, I have to look at the subtitles. You know the captions when they come out? I'm like, oh, that's what they said.
Korean reality shows are more like people suffering, like in a funny way. You know, like they go, games and like they living in like small houses and like doing things, challenges together. And I think it's funnier to see people like going through hard things, but like laughing through it.
I find that like Korean variety shows, it's more involved only celebrities, but in America there are some like just regular
That's
people
true.
involved in a lot of variety shows. So I think that's
reality.
Cool. Yeah.
I grew up in Diamond Bar and they have a bunch of like Korean people. I definitely hung out with mostly all Koreans.
So when I came here, I didn't know who to hang out with because Harris County it's black and white and then me, you know, and my aunt, you know, but she don't go to school with me, you know what I mean? It was just like, whoa, so overwhelming for me. So I had a really thick accent when I first came here and they're like, you have an accent? I'm like, no, you have an accent, you know? And then I just felt kind of like stuck.
One thing that really bothers me, if you act like too Asian, if you have Asian friends, if you look Asian, if you dress Asian, you're called fob, right? And people look down on you. People are like, why are you even in America? If you act American or if you have more white friends or if you dress, let's say, not that Asian, you're called whitewashed.
Like Ise.
Yeah. Ever since I dyed my hair blonde, I've seen comments saying like, oh, she's whitewashed, she's trying to be white. And maybe I dye my hair because I like the color. Maybe I want to have a change, just like how everyone dyes their hair color. Growing up, and especially in middle school, because of that fob stereotype, I think that's why I tried so hard to hang out with American people. And I wish I made more Korean friends there, but I was so worried that I would be called a fob. And then now, like, people calling you whitewash just because you're acting not Asian, it's like so not fair to be on each side. I think we need to stop thinking you have to be one way or another.
I think it's getting better than before.
Yeah, for
like
sure.
these days I kind of feel that way.
Yeah.
I wish I came to America earlier because I came to America when I was getting into college, so I didn't really get to hang out with white or black or like
Other
Hispanic,
races.
yeah, other races. I hung out with mostly Korean and other Asians, like Taiwanese, Chinese. Whenever I meet other race friends in class, they would find Korean-related thing and they would only talk about like that.
Like K-pop and
Yeah,
stuff.
K-pop or like I've been to Korea. Like
Well,
my
I feel like
friend
you're
is Korean
good.
teacher.
Considering
Yeah.
when you came in high school,
Yeah.
you're really, really
When
good.
I first met her, that's like one of the first things I said. I had no idea you came when you were 19. Like that's
really
crazy. You're lying. English.
Oh,
When I get really mad, just English.
I don't cuss in Korea at all. When I cuss in English, it doesn't sound bad.
You know, everybody says like in Korean if you're like, you know?
That actually sounds right.
Tipping.
Oh, tipping.
Yeah.
Because you don't tip in Korea.
No,
so
not at all.
Now that I think about it, because in Korea you don't tip, and that sounds so nice.
But now I think in Korea they don't get tips, so I feel bad for that.
I literally taught my friend that's visiting from Korea how to tip. I was like, you just times this by 15% or 20%.
Another culture shock. This is a good thing, but whenever like strangers, they smile.
Yeah, when you walk by.
Very welcoming.
They don't like to talk to strangers in Korea, but here they're like, hi.
Yeah, that's right.
But if you say hi to a stranger in Korea, they're gonna be like, "Oh, do I know you?
You know, your age, you're 1 year younger here.
Right.
And it just sucks because sometimes I go to Korea, they're like, how old are you? I'm like, oh, example, 24, right? And then like I come here and I'm like, oh, I'm 24. Oh, just kidding, I'm 22 or 23.
All of a sudden we're cool, but we were always cool.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I agree.
Yeah. Without the K-pop, but we're still us. Like we're still cool. We can still dance. We can still sing. Like.
But then again, that's what's making us more noticeable. K-pop, K-dramas definitely put like a big, it does its job.
But we were always cool. That's
We were
just what I-
always cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm really
everybody's just more
thankful,
aware
though, that it's getting known
Oh no,
here.
of course.
사는 방법이랑 컬처가 너무 다르기 때문에 like you have to be brave and be ready to embrace.
I think like when you first come, you need to kind of feel out of your circle. Even if you're uncomfortable, try your best to learn English. So adapt to this culture. And then you can still keep your culture where you came from, which is Korea. That way you could really become like a Korean American.
Try to keep both cultures. You don't want to grow up only speaking English and forgetting the Korean side. You want to keep the both sides.
I think both cultures have amazing things.
And I was a super shy kid when I was little. I know it's really hard to tell now. Hard to tell. There's a lot of mean kids out there. And when those kids would pick on me, I would go home crying. Like, am I ugly? Like, what's wrong with me? Like, is there something wrong with me? I didn't understand what was going on, but that's just ignorance. Be fearless.
Yeah, be fearless.
Whatever you want to do.
Be you, yeah.
yeah.